Hey YouTube, Shelgo04 here. Hey, first do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. I mean, it gives me a feel as far as how many people are out there and what content people are interested in seeing. And, long story short, it helps. So on today's video, I want to talk about what took place, excuse me, what took place in my life that compelled me to get a concealed carry permit. Now, I'm 50 years old. I grew up most of my life in New Jersey. I grew up, until I was like 18 or 19. Then I went off to college. For those first 18 years of my life, I didn't really feel as though I had any need for self protection. We lived in a pretty good community. Uh, it just didn't occur to me. Although when I was 18 years old, on my birthday, I went out and did the honorable things of registering for the draft, registering to vote, and registering to be able to purchase a handgun. In New Jersey, you have to get, it looks like a driver's license, and that allows you to go and buy a gun. You couldn't do it without that. So I went and registered for those three things. I didn't buy a gun at the time. I just wanted to have the capability. Then I went to school in New Hampshire, went to college. Before that I went to school in Pennsylvania, went to college in New Hampshire, and graduated from college, spent a year abroad, and then after that year abroad, came back and moved to Oregon. Let's see, when was that? That was probably 1992, 91 or 92. Now, I worked at Oregon State University, and I was, full-time staff. During the 9 months that students were there, town had one kind of personality. During the 3 months when students were at home for the summer, town took on a totally different face. Right as we had initially moved to town, there was a story on the news about how some local kids got drunk and drugged up or something and were bored and went down to the university and grabbed a couple on their way back from the library or whatever the hell. I don't know what the hell the details were anymore. But basically picked these kids up and took them to the railroad tracks between our town and the next town and killed them. And so that was always sort of in the back of my mind. And then one evening in the summer, my girlfriend and I said, hey, let's go down to the elementary school, or to the park, I guess, which was right around the corner from us. And let's go sit on the swings. So we do that. We go down to the park, we're sitting on the swings, and life is good and grand and fun and fine. Until a point when I don't know, you call them a gang, a group of kids of 18 to 20-year-old, maybe 15 to 18, I don't know, kids are big these days, I can't judge their age, are walking across the park and get, I don't know, 2/3 of the way. They're going to go from one side of the park to the other. They get 2/3 of the way across and then turn and start making a beeline directly towards us. And they came over and encircled us and started giving us a hard, pushing and shoving a little, giving us a hard time. Hey, old man, what are you doing in my park? You're going to have to pay if you want to be in my park. You're going to have to pay for your bitch to be in my park too. So let's have the wallet. And I mean, it was weird. I didn't know how to respond or how to react to this because I'm trying to apply all the stuff I had experienced and grown up to in New Jersey, where in New Jersey, everybody sort of knew everybody, or it'd be like, hey, hey, it's a big misunderstanding, forget about it, hey, what exit you go to, everybody, gets along and it's not a big problem. But here I realized, I don't know these kids. I didn't go to school with their parents. I didn't go to school with their brothers. I wasn't in Boy Scout with their uncles. I don't know anything about them. They don't know anything about me. And here they are basically trying to rob us or act like thugs. So I don't know. I guess we impressed upon him the fact that we didn't have any money, because who the hell ever carries money to go on the swing set anyway? And they left, and that was it. That's all it took. I stepped back for a minute and I thought that's not going to happen again. So I went out and got myself a concealed carry permit, so I could carry a weapon if and when I chose to. Now, let me say one thing, sort of as a disclaimer. I could drive a truck. I don't own a truck, but I could drive a truck if I went and got the certification stamp on my driver's license. I could get a driver. I could get a motorcycle certification if I went and took that test. I don't have a truck, and I don't have a motorcycle, so I don't have those certifications. I did at the time have a gun, and chose to get a concealed carry permit because I had the training prior to that to justify in my mind taking the next step. If you're going to get a concealed carry permit, I recommend, okay, first off, if you're prior military, it's sort of a no-brainer because you've obviously had the training, unless, I don't know, you were some sort of clerk hiding in the back of some Air Force Academy somewhere or something. But let's just say most people had probably ample training and can handle a weapon sufficiently. No-brainer. Prior military should be able to go and justify getting a carry permit and should do that. Average citizen, I recommend they get a concealed carry permit, but take a class first. Take a class so at least you know the laws for your area and your location. At least you know when you can and can't carry it, where you should and shouldn't carry it. Make no assumptions. And then there's the obvious thing of it'll give you an opportunity to be critiqued and evaluated and to learn from somebody who'll say, no, you're handling that weapon incorrectly. Because, you don't know you're handling the weapon incorrectly until it inadvertently goes off, or until the drill sergeant comes over with this big brass cleaning rod and whales you in the helmet with it, and starts yelling that you're being an asshole, basically. So, are concealed carry permits for everybody? No. But they should be for most people. And if you're in, like I said, if you're in one of those states where you have the right to carry a weapon, I would do so. But as I said, I would also get a concealed carry permit, just if nothing else for peace of mind. One other issue is I think the age of open carry, I think that's dead. In Oregon, I used to open carry right there on my hip, like a Western, holster setup. I had my 9mm there. I used to go bike riding with it. I'd go in the mountains with it, open, not a problem. Now, I think regardless of the situation, my attitude is, the hell with you. I don't need you to see what I've got. I don't want you to see what I've got. Doesn't matter if you know what I've got. As long as I got it, I'm okay. So I'm gonna carry concealed from this point forward. Needless to say, if you want my open carry holsters, send me your email address and I'll send them to you. Because I don't think I'll ever wear them. Even on my own personal property, because we're looking to buy a farm at some point, I think if somebody inadvertently comes onto my property, whether they're looking for a dog or a stray cow or whatever, it's better, it's more neighborly to have that thing concealed than to be, out there like, John Wayne with the thing tied to your hip. Those days, like I said, are gone. So that's why I got a concealed carry permit. That's my thoughts on it. Again, I want to reiterate that it's not for everybody, but it's something that most people might want to consider or might want to look into. Also, one thing, and this will be a completely different video, but it's your concealed carry permit for your gun. That means you and your immediate loved one, your wife and your kids. Not your brother, not your brother's wife, not your nephews, not those people, because outside of your immediate family, there are different dynamics that if you walk into a situation and your brother's wife is arguing with somebody, you don't know who she is. I could go on for an hour about scenarios that you, as an outsider, would misunderstand and wind up brandishing a weapon, and now you're the bad guy because they're actually brother or siblings. So any firearm you carry is for you and your immediate family, no one else. It's not for you to protect material and property at Walmart. It's not for you to be a superhero at the mall. It's not for you to impress your friends. It's like wearing a safety belt. You don't flash that. But again, I'm sort of digressing, and that's a topic that we'll cover in another video. So again, please do me the favor, subscribe to my channel, and we'll go on from there. Okay, Shulka04 out. Thanks.